Yo, I just woke up. I have to talk about this. I just woke up, and I want to give you guys my thoughts on Donald Trump. Donald Trump winning the election. All right. Um, this is something that I predicted yesterday. Well, I'm gonna show you where I predicted it from. It was from a professor named Alan Lichtman. He's been predicting the presidential candidates for the past 30 years since 1984. He hasn't gotten it right, and he uses a system that's pretty much bulletproof. And I tweeted that yesterday. Told my wife, kind of went, one ear and out the other. And I was like, yeah, it's going to be Donald Trump, and that's going to be the next president, right? So went to bed. I was watching the polls and everything, and all the states was popping up left and right, red states and stuff like that about Trump winning, getting more electoral votes, et cetera, et cetera. And I went to bed around like 12:30, 12:45 last night. I just woke up. Literally, it's what right now it's 6:05. So I want to give you guys my quick thoughts on Donald Trump winning the election 2016. All right. Before I do, if you're new to the channel, family, I am Chauncey, aka the Black Separatist. On this channel, I talk about counter racism. All right. I also talk about issues that affect Black people collectively as a group, and I offer my suggestions on how to replace this broken system of injustice, this broken system of racism, white supremacy with a system of justice. So if you subscribe to that ideology, please subscribe to this channel. If you don't, you're hate watching, or if you just disagree, all right, just don't watch the channel, click off, go about your business. All right, family. So as I retweeted yesterday with this article I saw from Professor Alan Lichtman, who has been predicting the presidential candidates for the past 30 years, and he predicted that Donald Trump is going to win the election. I said, okay, yes, this is going to happen because the system that we live in a system of racism, white supremacy, and the white supremacists, they want to see change. And that's who we have in all this. You gotta understand, them. This is the first time ever that a president has been elected to be in office with no prior experience in politics, nothing to do with it, military. That is basically his moniker. He's not a politician. So that's what people want. It's basically like, I told my wife, this is basically like you being hired at a job, right? You're going for a position to become a CEO at a Fortune 500 company, right? You get hired on the spot with no prior experience because they think you have the potential to become a great CEO, right? Et cetera, et cetera. That's exactly what happened. Donald Trump was elected with no prior experience whatsoever, okay? And this man has so much baggage in his history. His racism is just so overt. And if this is not a sign, family, that people who say, well, our people, you got to understand, our people are more connected, and Hillary is going to be the reason why we need to stay on course and be all together. All of that is BS. The fact of the matter is, we live in a system of racism, white supremacy. That reigns supreme. All right. People, when you take a stance like myself, this is my personal stance of me wanting to separate from the dominant white society. That is my stance. So I say to you guys who are afraid of what's going to happen in the next 4 years, right? My advice to you is to govern yourself accordingly. What do I mean by that? Because everybody has their own definition of governing yourself accordingly. What I mean by that is you do what you think is best for yourself and your situation. My personal stance is to separate from the dominant white society. I have no power to do that. That's just my ideology, right? Because again, we live in a system of racism, white supremacy. They have been mistreating, subjugating, dominating, executing Black people in this country and around the world for centuries. All right. And the best course of action, in my opinion, is to separate from the dominant white society. All right. And, you know, the video I posted a couple of days ago when I said, go to the polls and write yourself in. Again, that's what I did. I wrote myself in to change my condition. So I'm going to continue to change my condition in this over racist system that we live in. Right? And the people, the Black people that voted for Donald Trump, the Black people that voted for them, they are in the bubble of the illusion of inclusion. They're going to get their wake-up call. And once they get their wake-up call, it's similar to the guy, the so-called Black Trump supporter who got kicked out of the Klan rally, and Donald Trump called him a thug. That was his wake-up call, but he didn't care because, again, these Black people, we suffer from so many mental illnesses that it's not going to affect you. You still want to be included into their system, and they're going to deny you. They're going to pretend they like you by using you for their own personal agenda, but then they'll kick you out, right? Once they feel that you're no longer of use to them. So that is a classic case of, you know, what Donald Trump is doing, and that's an old tactic all the way back to Margaret Sanger, when she did the Negro Project. But again, family, like I said, this is something, guys, that you have to govern yourself accordingly. Donald Trump is the next president. What are you going to do about that? Again, my ideology is to separate. I want to separate from the dominant white society. That's my ideology. What are you going to do? What are you going to do to change your condition? Right? So if people in your family are, let's say hypothetically, right, you have people in your family who are Trump supporters. Are you going to abandon your family? Are you going to embrace them? What are you going to do, hypothetically, if you have people in your personal circle who are Trump supporters? That's what I'm saying. That's the whole point. It's up to you guys to govern yourself accordingly. And again, my stance is to separate. That's why I changed my name to the Black Separatists. I had people, you know, calling me crazy. Oh, that's racist. You know, like, all of that backlash is to be expected. I expect people to call me racist because they don't understand the history of racism and how it works. I expect that. I expect people to call me, you know, crazy, et cetera, about my personal stance. But now that President Donald Trump is now the next president, am I crazy now? Do you think it's crazy for me to separate from the dominant white society now? Right? And so you have people also talking about, you know, I want to move to another country. Again, that's your own personal stance. My personal stance is to separate. Separating meaning I don't want to move. I'm not moving out of the United States. I'm staying right here. So if I have to die for my personal stance, and so be it, by these white supremacists, so be it. But this is our land. You know, this is our land. We can make the United States our own Haiti, our own so-called Israel, whatever the case may be, because black people were here first. All right. I'm not moving. I'm not going nowhere. All right. I'm staying right here. Right here. All right. So again, family, this is, I woke up and I was like, okay, just as I predicted. And if this is not a wake-up call for black people to understand that racism is overt and is alive as it always was, then I don't know what else is gonna wake them up. I truly don't know what's gonna wake them up. You know, you got a president who was elected with no policies, with no political experiences, nothing of the sort. And now Donald Trump is the next president. I mean, you know, there's nothing else to say. Racism, white supremacy is alive and well. It is a global system, a global system. So, again, family, it's up to you guys to make your own changes. I know mine. All right, mine is I want to separate. I want to separate from the dominant white society. That's my personal stance. What is yours? All right. I'm doing this live. I see people in the chat, but I can't see the actual chat. I still haven't figured that out yet, family. Like I've been using Google Hangouts like 4 or 5 times. I'm still trying to get used to it. But I can't see people in the chat room yet. I don't know how to do that. So y'all gotta bear with me. I'll figure this out sooner or later. But yeah, family. You know, it's something. Okay, hold on. Okay, now I see some people in the chat. Okay, here we go. I see some folks. Anyway, so yeah, what do you guys think? I see Rashawn Burr, Keisha Ray. Good morning in the chat. I think that's who's in the chat. But anyway, whoever's in the chat, good morning, peace to you guys. Let me know your thoughts about Donald Trump being the next president. Let me know you guys' thoughts. Like I said, this is something I tweeted out last night. If you follow me on Twitter, the Black Separatists, at the Black Separatists. Excuse me. Twitter is the Black Separatists. I tweeted out an article from Professor Alan Lichtman, who predicted the past presidents over the past 30 years, and he said that Donald Trump was going to be the next president, and he was on point. All right. So, guys, let me know you guys' thoughts. Again, like I said, my stance is to separate from the dominant white society. My advice is just to govern yourself accordingly. You do what you think is best for yourself and your situation. Do you want to stay in the United States? Do you want to leave? Do you want to work with your local government? It's up to you. You do what's best for you in your situation. All right. It says Simpsons predicted this too. Yeah, of course. Of course, Simpsons, they got it right. They got it right. So yeah, this is my real-time react. I just woke up, man. I got to take my kids to school in about 40 minutes. I just wanted to wake up and give you guys my actual real-time thoughts. I just literally woke up like 20 minutes ago. I said, let me get on the computer and just share my thoughts about this this selection 2016, man. This you know, it is what it is. So yeah, Hotep, Carolina kid. Anyway, appreciate you guys watching. I just wanted to make a quick um, real-time reaction about Donald Trump being president of the United States. We go from the first black president, two-term president, although he has done nothing for black people, but that is a symbolic victory for black folks to say, yeah, we got our first black president. Yeah, right? But he's done nothing. And now we got the first president to ever be elected with a prior experience in politics. None. None whatsoever. I mean, dude, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, I don't know. Tell me what you guys are going to do. I know my stance. I already told you guys my stance multiple times. I don't want to keep reharping what I said. So let me know what you guys are going to do. I know my stance. I'm separating, although it's not a popular thing. I want to separate. All right. But that's it, family. Just my quick thoughts because I got to get my kids ready for school. But let me know your thoughts down below. All right, family. I will have another video just to go a little bit more in depth about what black people need to do the next 4 years while Donald Trump serves his first term. I'll go more in depth with another video, but this is just my quick thoughts and real-time reaction about Donald Trump being the next president. So I'm gonna sign off because, like I said, I gotta get my kids ready for school. Leave your comments down below, family, and I'll post another video later on tonight or sometime in the evening to share my more in-depth thoughts about what black people need to do the next 4 years while Donald Trump is president. All right. So anyway, family, Chauncey, aka the Black Separatist, signing out. Peace.